Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to today's Nightbird video. So much to talk to you about. First of all, a big thank you to everyone that was on the live streams, that was jumping in, that was sending in super chats, sharing their thoughts. I mean, I've got to shout out the likes of Coaster Maniacs, Taming Pasta. I mean, so many people getting in touch, sharing their thoughts, sharing their theories. It was really difficult because obviously you're trying to watch the show, Clash at the Castle. People want to talk about that, but then you've got this QR code and it was so deep. It was so much stuff to this one, so complex. I mean, honestly, it's going to mess with your head when I explain where everything was found. So I've got to say a big thank you to everybody. Trying to juggle all those plates live on stream was not the easiest task in the world. I think like just kind of taking your time, trying to get it nice and clear in your head. That's probably the best way of going about it. So yeah, I think I've got it all written down. What I would say is that this video doesn't have loads of theory regarding the latest QR code, because to be honest, I don't know that there is loads of theory. There's lots that have been found and things that have been worked out, but I don't know. This is a real tricky one. We'll walk through it and we'll see where we get to, right? That's probably the best I can say. The other thing as well is people ask me, was I disappointed we didn't get Howdy, we didn't get Nikki at Clash at the Castle? My answer is, I'm not bothered about Howdy, but I did expect Nikki. I'd be lying if I was to say I didn't expect Nikki. I expected Nikki because we were in Scotland. There was rumours that she was backstage. I thought that there was a chance Drew might not win. And I thought, turn the lights off, bring Nikki out. If she is the bride, have her lift up that veil, put her arms out, wide-eyed, and that place will go bananas. I mean, she's Scottish, so they're going to love just seeing her. She's literally about to be in one of the biggest things happening in wrestling. I mean, this Nightbird campaign, this group has had so much exposure, you know? There's been so much conversation about them. There's so much excitement around them that, like, she is about to be part of one of the biggest things in wrestling. Like, if she was to come out and just arms out, that place would have gone bananas, man. Didn't even need to do anything. You didn't even need Uncle Howdy. Just that moment would have done it. So I was a bit disappointed that that was like a missed opportunity, but that's it. It's done. I'm over it already, because we know on Monday we're going to see the group. We know everything has pointed to Monday. The group are coming on Monday. Even Triple H said, you know, it's going to be interesting on Monday. We'll see Drew and the fallout of this on Monday. And he's like, I'm sure we'll be joined by some other people as well. So even Triple H was kind of hinting, you know, Monday should be interesting. So, and it will be. And we're going to be doing the live stream. I mean, honestly, I'm so excited for it. I might start it in about an hour or so. We'll just go straight through, because it's going to be absolutely unmissable. So that was my thoughts on Clash. Disappointing, no Nikki. I'm over it. And let's try and walk through this, shall we? So the QR code flashed up on screen. When you scanned it, it took you to Exordium number 3, right? We've had Exordium number 2, and this was Exordium number 3. Exactly the same website all 3 times. It's this countdown clock, right? You refuse salvation. The reckoning is inevitable. There's a link up here which takes you to, I can't remember if that's the one that takes you to the journal or if it takes you to all the videos, but one that takes you to one, that takes you to the other, right? And we're going to need to go to both of them. But the first place we're going to go is by clicking on Reckoning. Now, when I click on Reckoning, nothing happens. When I do it on my phone, it works. But on my computer, nothing happens, which is really strange. But basically, you get this picture, right? Now, this is all paperwork that we've seen before. To my knowledge, there's nothing new here. Even this, we've seen before. This is page 10 in the Dream Journal, right? The Dream Journal that was written back in like 09 or 08. So we've seen that before. Obviously, we've seen these before. I mean, they've all come from different videos, and here it all is like gathered together. The only thing I would say is, could there be a reason why all of these images have been gathered together for this picture, or is it just random? Is it just get them, lay them out on the table, take a picture? Is that it? Is that it? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. I've not seen any kind of theories on the contents of these pictures. It wouldn't surprise me if something was hidden right in front of our eyes, but no one seems to have found anything. They have found something, though, and that is that the URL for this is titled ARER. Okay? Remember that. So, R. So, you know how I said that you've got the two links? Well, we need to go to Recapitulation, okay? Now, if you go to Recapitulation and you actually click on Recapitulation, the word appear at the top, then you get the next picture, and it's this, right? This is U, Y-O-U. So we've had U and we've had R. This is you. And again, it's just another collection of pictures that we've had before. We've had all of these. That was from the WhatsApp thing. This is like from therapy sessions. This was from the QR code the other day. That's another page from that journal. So it's all stuff that we've had and seen before. Again, I'm very interested to find out if there's anything hidden in these, or if anyone can find a connection as to why all of these are being shown. But again, no one seems to be able to like really find anything at the moment. We'll keep our eyes peeled. I mean, I've got loads of messages to try and get through, but if I was to go through all my notifications, you'd probably get this video next week. So there was no way that was going to happen, unfortunately. So that was the recapitulation one. Next, we need to go to the Kintsugi one. So this is the journal, right? There's loads on this. Absolutely loads on this. First one, if you click on the word Kintsugi, you actually get this image, okay? This is called There, T-H-E-R-E. So there you are. That is the name of those three pictures in the URL. If you put it together, there you are. Okay. So again, exactly the same. The only difference with this one is there are some things that are written. What jumps out is the CG here, CG, right? My first thought was Cameron Grimes. I have seen people saying Corey Graves, but this actually connects to an image that we're going to look at. So CG written there. Okay. Down here, there is a date that's been scribbled out. And I think it's Metal Mama that's actually looked into that date. So we're aware of that. We're aware of that. Right. I think everything else here is stuff that we've seen before, though. So I'm not aware of anything else here that we've not seen before. So again, that's hard to know what they're trying to communicate with these pictures. Are they bringing all of this together for some specific reason? If you go back to Kintsugi, the next one is here. Look, an open door. If you actually just click on an open door, then it brings you to the next one, which I believe is CG, which I think is this one. This one, I believe, is next. So if you click on an open door, then you get this image. Now, I think this is awesome. I've seen people trying to clean this up. This, to me, feels like this is the face here, right? Maybe some sort of mask. It's hard to know, really, if that's just hair and effects, and maybe you just can't see the face. But I don't know. It's one of those where I feel like I can see a face here, right? Clearly long hair. I did wonder if the person was actually topless, right? All joking aside, I didn't know if this was like a boob, like a bicep, right? I didn't know if this was like a topless person. And maybe they're standing there and they've got maybe something on the shoulders. I don't know. I really couldn't tell. I do get like sort of early Undertaker vibes, you know? I do sort of look at that and get, yeah, I do get Undertaker vibes. Like these look like gloves as well here. That could be some sort of a top. I don't know if they're wearing anything on their top. I can't tell if they've just got like some shoulder things on, or if it is like a jacket. I mean, the way they're standing and everything does feel quite Undertaker-esque, to be honest. And this is called CG. Do you remember before we looked at that book and it had CG written on it? Well, the title of this is CG. And you find this one by clicking on an open door. So is there a connection between an open door and this character? What could the CG stand for? I don't believe it's Cameron Grimes or Corey Graves, but what does it stand for? Interesting, isn't it? Interesting. Right, the next one, if we go back. So the next one, if you click on all entries, which I think, is that down there? Yeah, all entries is down here. So if you click on all entries, then you get the next one. This one is quite interesting because it's called Dies Lunae, right? So DIES_LUNAE, and apparently that translates to like Monday. It's like day of full moon or something, which is Monday. It's connected to Monday, which makes a lot of sense, of course, because we are going to be on Monday, Raw, Corpus Christi. I wonder if the CG is connected to Monday in some way. I wonder if, like, it's the name of the arena or something. I don't think it is, but yeah, like, obviously this is a connection to Monday. Now, I couldn't quite work this out. I mean, when I saw this face, I was thinking Joe Gacy at first, but then you see the hair and you're like, no, that's Nikki Cross. That's Nikki Cross. I mean, you can see the hair here, right? And then like a really distorted face. I can't make this out. That looks like a smile to me there. Nose, eyes. This looks like a big dress. I mean, what this makes me think is, does this confirm in a way that she's not the bride? Is this this doesn't look like the same dress as the bride. It's very hard to tell. But could that mean that the bride is Alexa? And that this is what Nikki's wearing? I don't know, it's spooky. The long hair is definitely making me think Nikki. Looks like this is her arm kind of coming around here. Can't, you know, it's all blurry. You can't really make anything out. But yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know. Like, I was joking. It looks like she's got a beard. I mean, I don't think she's gone down that road. But yeah, that certainly looks like a smile there to me. Obviously, there's a word on this as well, or a few words. We've got MASSACRE, so that's massacre. And then that says 617. It's just cut off at the bottom. That's 24. So massacre on the 17th of June, 2024, which is, of course, Monday. So that one is titled Dies Lunae, which, as we said, translates as Monday. So that message coming across very loud, very clear. Just at the bottom here as well. Again, we're really going down right to the bottom. It says 2008 to 2024. If you click on the 2008, which is at the very, very bottom, then you get this one, which is quite strange. So this is titled EEIJANB. Someone worked out that that could mean beanie, right? Beanie. Which I don't even know if that works. Where's the J in beanie? BAEEIJANB. How does that fit as beanie with the J? That doesn't make sense, does it? I'll have to have a look at that. I think I saved it in the folder. We'll have a little look at that. But maybe that's the closest word you can make out of it. EEIJANB. I'm not sold on that. What with the J now? That is very interesting. But anyway, yeah, are you happy? Are you happy? And then we've got this person. Now, that looks like Howdy's hat when we very first saw him, right? And I've seen a lot of people showing the image of Uncle Howdy with his head down. Very first time we saw Howdy, camera panned down, you saw this kind of barbed wire around the hat. And then he said, howdy, like that, right? And he had his head down in this kind of pose. So this very much makes me think Uncle Howdy. But yeah, it's hard to make out the face. I think the face would be here. I think he'd be looking down. This would be the hair. This would be the jacket. It doesn't feel like it's from that scene, though. This feels like it's been redone, right? This doesn't feel like the scene. It feels like it's been recreated. So, yeah, a little bit confused about the URL on this one. Just as we were hitting record, I was quite happy when we got to this bit that was going to translate to beanie. But as I said, it's got a J in it. So I don't feel as good about it now. And I think this is Uncle Howdy. Not much to talk about in regards to this, to be honest with you. Not aware of any hidden words or anything like that. I'm not aware in anything in the source code. Nothing in the tags. Nothing that I'm aware of. I mean, obviously, I will go through my notifications and we'll see what people have found. But again, at the moment, not aware of anything. So that was that one. That was if you click on 2008. Now, if you click on the dash next to it, then you get the next one. And this is question, right? So question is the next one. And it is this. So it's another one of these codes. We actually worked this one out. And I've got to say, massively helped by the fact that we had listened to a video, right, which sort of had this phrase in it. So that definitely helped us work it out. So this is brother died, right? So how did it feel when your brother died? Question mark, right? That makes me wonder, you know, about the if this was a therapy question, because it could be that that's a question to Bo. A brother can be used a few ways. I mean, it can mean brother in the literal sense, but also if you're really close with someone, that's your brother. So, you know, is this aimed at Bo? Is this aimed at Erick Rowan? I mean, I feel like it's probably aimed at Bo, to be honest. But there is a video that we're going to watch, and I believe this sentence is actually from that video. So, how did it feel when your brother died? It's pretty heavy stuff, that, isn't it? Pretty heavy stuff. And this one's simply titled Question, right? Nice and easy, that one. Right, the next one is, let's go back. When you click up here on Can You Keep, right, you get another one, right? So when you click on Can You Keep, you get this. This again feels to me like it's Uncle Howdy again, to be honest, but I don't know why we would get two Uncle Howdys. People have said about how the gloves feel like they're the same, like hurt and heal type gloves. So, you know, could it be that Uncle Howdy is now starting to wear the hurt heel gloves? Do you remember there was a bit where he listened to the gloves and there was like a voice that was going, and that was in the funhouse. You know, it could be that actually now Howdy takes instructions from Bray and actually can listen in maybe can listen in that way to what Bray has got to say, to the words of the Red. So, yeah, the gloves, that's obviously got people interested. I don't know if this is the same image as what we saw, because we saw the top bit, you know, the head and the face looking down. You know, that other image might have just been this bit here, but now we see more of it, you know? I did also wonder about some of these little dots, but previously, Rob Fears told us that there's no Morse codes, right? So, but I don't know about what these little dots are on here. I did wonder if they were like really tiny hidden words, but I tried to have a look and I couldn't see anything. But yeah, interested in the gloves in this one. Interested in the gloves. That feels like Howdy, doesn't it? Go back, look. I don't know if that is the same. There is that picture. And then there is that picture. It's difficult because of the fact that they're clearly not the same distorted picture, but you could mess them around a few different ways. Because if that's Howdy and that's Howdy, why have we got two Howdys? Why have they given us two Howdy pictures? I don't know, answers on a postcard. So we've got that. The other one, if we go back to this that I'm aware of, is if you click on 2024 at the bottom, then you get another picture, right? If you click on that, you get are you happy? And it's this. So it says every ending is just a new beginning. Now that's repeated 6 times. That's repeated 17 times. That's repeated 24 times. 6, 17, 24, Monday, right? The 17th of June. So it's another way of saying the 17th of June, basically. So do you see what I mean about how some of these are just not that deep, to be honest? They're not that deep. Like that is just simply another way of saying Monday, right? Just like how the URL that we saw earlier was just another way of saying Monday. So, yeah, we got that as well. Now, the only other thing I'm aware of is if you actually click on these, they've added these circles with a letter in, right? So that's U. That is R. That is going to be L. That is a couple of dots. So URL, R, U, H, A, P, P, Y. Are you happy? URL, are you happy? So what you have to do is go wwe.com/are you happy. If you did that, then you got this, right? So this is the final part that I'm aware of, right? So here, what would make you happy, right? I did type ice cream when I first went in, and it let me in. So I'm going to write girls. Girls would make me happy.
Are you happy? How have you been since the loss? Do you feel like you've been forgotten? Do you even remember who you are? Are you happy? How have you been since the loss? Do you feel like you've been forgotten? Do you even remember who you are? Are you happy? How have you been?
There we go. So there we go. So again, I've not seen any theories on this. I've not seen any theories as to what's actually playing out there. But that was the video. That was the URL. So to my knowledge, that is everything that was hidden, right? So what we can do is if we go back over here and come off this, I've got a folder that's got a few thoughts from that QR code, the one we got today, and a few other thoughts from the one we got from SmackDown as well, right? So we're going to walk through this folder and we'll put a bow on this episode of NIGHTBIRD. My plan now, as soon as this gets uploaded, is to then spend a lot of time, like a good 3-4 hours, going through my notifications and looking at the stuff that you lot have found and seeing if there's anything else, right? I'll do that and I'll put it in an unseen video. Okay, so I am going to go away and work on some, but there's no guarantee that I'll find anything because I did have a quick scan through. Nothing jumped out, and anything that did jump out, I put into this folder. Okay. So Big Dan the man said, I'm not sure if anyone else has seen this, but to me, the Joe Gacy picture looks like a dead pig, eyes blackened, a snout at the bottom, and a mess, perhaps a decapitated huskus, which is kind of an interesting thought. I didn't know what the red was. I do agree about that being a snout and it being a pig and the ears at the top, and I do agree with that. But yeah, I wasn't sure about the red. So the idea that it's a decapitated pig's head, I thought was kind of interesting. Now, obviously, you might have seen in yesterday's video that we actually was sent a picture, and it was a picture of the therapist's office, but from a different perspective. We know now that that is actually just in Rob Fee's house, right? Now, Rob Fee has actually kind of got in touch. I should have it in here somewhere. because this is a good, here we go, look, important. So Rob said there's no cryptic posts on my story, personal pictures, locations, info, they don't tie into any clues or storylines. So Rob's being, you know, I mean, I think we're all kind of conscious of not going too far, right? I think we're all conscious of not, like, you know, becoming creeps and all that kind of stuff. I mean, we're just looking for answers, and, you know, I feel like this picture is relevant because we're trying to figure out, like, where's the therapist's office, and a lot of these things feel like they've been these pictures have been taken from her place. And so, you know, trying to figure out where her place is, trying to figure out, you know, whose house that is. You know, it might turn out the therapist was the wife of Dexter Lumis now, or the wife of Erick Rowan, or who knows, right? So you just don't know. You don't know where it's going to lead. And it was just really interesting that we found this picture, but a very clear message, because as we said, we don't want to be crossing any lines, right? We're not looking to cause trouble, we're not trying to cause offense, we're just trying to have fun, we're trying to work this out. So Rob has been very clear. There's nothing that you'll find, there's nothing connected by going down like these kinds of paths. So message received, right? But saying that, Alex did go, yeah, but you do have a white rabbit picture on your wall. And that's cool and everything, but you do have this on your wall as well, and I think that did feature in a QR code. So that was well spotted. There's a few other bits as well, you know, a couple of other bits, but they don't mean anything, right? They don't mean anything. So, for example, if we go big here, you can see the puppets, picture of the puppets, and actually that's a picture I don't think we've seen, because I feel like that person in the blue, there might be a couple of people here that were added, so that's a picture we've never even seen before. Then we've got, like, obviously that white rabbit one that's down there, and then here, look, you can see the top of that mirror. That is the mirror, that is the bookcase. So this is the room. So it's still trippy to me that we've got the room, we know the room. But, you know, Rob, looking at this picture, I think it's okay, because this was in yesterday's video, right? This is out there now. But done. There's nothing else to find. Rob's been very clear. There's nothing else to find. But yeah, I think that picture is interesting. I think this picture is interesting. I think seeing the mirror, which we've all looked at, the door that the therapist came walking in through, the bookcase that's over here that we were looking, not that big of a bookcase. Anyone else think this bookcase was much bigger? I think you can even see the Eevee toy. You know, that Pokemon toy. I think you can even see that there. So it's, you know, it's sort of trippy, man, to be sort of in that room and to be able to see these bits. But again, you know, certainly do not want to be crossing any lines. So nice and clear. Rob has said there is nothing to find that is connected to storylines that's going to make any difference if you kind of go and down these roads. So King Joker said, the 5 in today's QR code, this was yesterday, has been bothering me, and this could be me looking a bit too hard, but I took the picture in the 5 link and I flipped it, and I think I could see the word Helia, which was the goddess of daylight, which made me think about the blacked out veiled nun. Now, I was reading this and I was like, oh, I think we're going a bit too deep here, but I looked at the picture and I was like, oh, I like that actually. I like that. Turn it upside down. I was like, yeah, I can sort of see that, to be honest. Sort of see that. And then it leads you to goddess of the daylight, which then led him to that. And then kind of connected to Alexa, who was known as the goddess. You kind of look at that and you go, there is sort of something there, to be honest. I don't know that it's legit. I don't know that it's something that we need to get like too carried away with, but I can see that logic. I can join you on that walk. So yeah, very good, very fun. Right, let's get rid of that. And we'll carry on here. Word of Wrestling said, what an awesome fight. Check this out. We know it's June 27th, but still using little details to show us the dates. I think you mean June 17th. So Lucas says, that book, you know, the one that's misdiagnosed, It's apparently 176 pages, right? So 17/6, which here in the UK would work as the 17th of June, right? So date-wise, it might just be a coincidence, but it's kind of fun that that book, that misdiagnosed book, has got 176 pages, right? Which, as I said, here in the UK, that would be the 17th of June. In America, you write it the other way. You do the month first. So you would need a book that was 617 pages for it to work in America. But in the UK, that would be the 17th of June. So, yeah, again, probably a coincidence, but I thought that was really good. Word of Wrestling said, the current stream of SmackDown has changed the placement of the QR code and people are confused. Now, I had people saying, did SmackDown have 2 QR codes? And I was like, no, just the one. And it turns out they added another one, right? They added another one. This moment, look at that. They added one there. That was not there on when it was originally shown. The reason that they've done this is for that there, right? Chelsea and this producer were backstage and you see them run off. So what they did when it aired in America is they added this QR codes. They added again so that they could try and hide that Chelsea botch. So there, look, you've even got the bird kind of over Chelsea, so that you don't quite notice them in the background. I mean, you can still see them though at times. I mean, they don't do a really good job of hiding it, to be honest. I mean, you can still see that they're not meant to be there, and they're like, that's a bad moment to leave exposed, isn't it? I tweeted out the unedited UK version of this. It's on my account. It's on my Twitter page. But this is what they did in America. We did not get this in the UK. Apparently, the QR code just took you to the exact same thing. The exact same thing. So it was nothing new. It was not a second QR code or anything. It was just the exact same. But I thought that was really fun. Right, this is interesting. So this is God of Wrestling.
The 2 symbols that you see on this page, the bird and the planet with the cross, to me, they're supposed to be NIGHTBIRD, and everybody thinks the other one is Pluto. I did some research, and I think it's Black Moon Lilith, which is the hidden part in every person's personalities that we all possess. The ones that you might keep in the back of your head and not really tell anybody out, like your deepest, darkest secrets. And Bray Wyatt was always in the demonic realm. He was always dealing with spirits. He was always talking about things that were bigger than himself, than actual human life. Abby the Witch was an entity that he listened to his whole life. Abby was somebody from the Salem witch trials. If you know and do your history, it was actual historical lore that Bray was using. Even when he got dipped into the lake of reincarnation, he came back as Samael, as the Deleters of Worlds with Matt Hardy, and then turned into the Fiend.
So I'm going to stop it there because obviously I don't want to just rip off all of God of Wrestling stuff. So if you want to explore a bit more of that, check out God of Wrestling over on TikTok. Really interesting stuff. I did respond to this and I said, I can't remember what it was, but there was is it Black Moon Lilith? I've never even heard of it, right? Never heard of it. But Black Moon Lilith, you can Google search it. So here's the Black Moon Lilith stuff, and it says, like, it's got like loads of different symbols, but I can't find any of them that look quite like that Pluto symbol, right? I don't know if these are all the different ones or if there's more, but none of these look to be like that Pluto one to me. So I think that is the Pluto symbol, to be perfectly honest. I think that is the Pluto one. But I would definitely look into that Black Moon Lilith. It definitely feels like there could be some connections there that we've been missing. So I thought this was excellent. I thought this was so good. And who knows, might look into that Black Moon Lilith and we might find symbol that looks like this. And then it proves that it is that. So at the moment, I'm still on board with this being Pluto symbols. But that Black Moon Lilith thing, I think, is very interesting. So massive shout out to God of Wrestling. Yeah, that was about the QR code dropping twice. We looked at that. Rolando said Code Orange, the band that did Bray's theme song, they posted this on their Facebook. That sort of resembles Uncle Howdy. I thought the caption was interesting. So let's go full screen. The path is a spiral, so down we go. Circle through. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. The only thing I would say is it would not shock me if it turned out that these guys have worked on the new music, right? It wouldn't shock me. I mean, Code Orange would be a lovely connection back to what we had before. So I would not be stunned to find out that these guys were going to be connected in some way. So interesting, Rolando. Here's Uncle Guy just pointing out that maybe Uncle Howdy and Erick and Wyatt and Joe Gacy. I'm very sure I don't do drugs. It's there, says Uncle Guy. So Uncle Guy thinks that we're seeing a few of the faces in this piece. Maybe. I really like this Bray one. We looked at that yesterday. That's the one that I really like. I'm not as sold on these, although, you know, we could get a bit of a rabbit there. We could get a bit of a rabbit up there. I don't know. This is where I'm struggling. Some people might see something. Some people might see nothing. We did look at the Bray thing, and I thought that was very good. So you have to have a look at that, you know. Is there something here? Is there something here? Is there something there? There is that phenomenon, isn't there, where you might see faces where there aren't faces, and that could be this as well, you know. But yeah, certainly now that it's done and they weren't there, you know. Had they ever like turned up or something happened, then maybe it would have added a bit more weight to it. But I thought I'd show you that. So Uncle Guy, shout out to you. Tristan said, I just rewatched the Cody AJ promo. Cody said the WWE Championship is the North Star. I wonder if that's what Bray thought of as the North Star. Uncle Howdy following Bray's footsteps. I think it could mean that they're going for that title eventually. We spoke about Rob Fee. We've got that again. I really wanted you to know that they'd added that second one, didn't I? I was desperate for you to know that. Here's Shadow. He says Twitch could be purple and V for video. Could we be getting some on Twitch? Not sure. I think they'd probably make it a bit clearer than that, to be honest. So I don't think so. I think I'd be leaning to probably no. But I thought that was interesting. Antonio, here's Antonio, look, talking about the gloves status as well. You see the gloves in the Uncle Howdy QR codes. So are those the hurt heel gloves? So Antonio, shout out to you. There is CJ on the notebook, which is the image name for the thing. So there, we pointed that out. But Gio the Theo, appreciate it. Chris said, here you go, you can get a closer look. So those are the closer look at the gloves. That's actually not a bad shot, to be honest. It's not a bad shot at all. So you can sort of get a bit of, I think that has got white writing on it. So that's pretty good, that. So Chris, shout out to you. Detective of Wrestling just pointing out that on this image as well, and this is good because we did miss this, you changed. You stopped saying thank you. You changed. You stopped saying thank you. That was hidden in this picture, apparently. So that is interesting, isn't it? Because that has also featured in the source code the other day. So Detective of Wrestling, very good. You changed. You stopped saying thank you. Right, next we've got this. Look, Metal Mama says, shout out to Brady, the date on the journal appears to be 7/18. I think it's actually turned out to be 11/18. I think it's 11/18. So actually, if we whoosh it over, I did see Metal Mama here said another date scene was 11/18, which would be the day that LA Knight smacked Bray. Then LA Knight was attacked by Uncle Howdy. So I think it's probably in reference to that. So that would make sense. 11/18/2022. So that was that one. This is Tim saying about could it be Corey Graves, right? And then this is our last one. So the arrow in the image points to the corner of the notebook. The video also zooms into the same corner. I don't know what this means. So, you know, what is it pointing to here? What is it trying to draw our attention to? People wanted to know what the arrow was pointing to. It seems to be pointing to the notebook. And we do sort of zoom into this corner, but what is it? What is it that we're meant to be looking at? Again, I'm very interested to find out. I haven't seen any theories on this, to be honest. No theories on this whatsoever. Yeah. Is there something hidden underneath? Like, is there something here? Do we need to really mess around with the contrast and everything? Do you sort of get the sense that there might be something under here? I do feel like they're trying to tell us something there. Do feel like they're trying to tell us something, but I don't know what it is. And that is it, my friends. I mean, I'm sure your head is swimming because my head is swimming, right? This video is about telling you what's out there, giving you a little bit of thoughts and theories, but I'm just about to go off and go through my notifications and we'll see what we end up with. But appreciate you joining us for this. I hope I didn't batter your head too much, right? But obviously, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day because we are going to be back on Monday, when we're going to be getting our teeth into, obviously, this big return. So excited for that, and I hope you're excited as well. Thanks a lot for joining me. Appreciate the support. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.